back in the con DZ for another amazing episode here on the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. It's your girl DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Young Sneed. And we are here, episode 30. It's so funny because I feel like every single week we be excited about it's the new episode.
I know, we do, like little ass girls.
It's episode 29. Like,
okay, it's episode 2. No, I'm just excited. I'm just proud.
Me too.
Saying every episode is a milestone. And shout out to our community. Our community shows us so much love. They're always like so intentional about supporting us, listening to us, even like the engagement of the conversations, the dialogue that we have and that people honestly are enjoying. And we really enjoy y'all for enjoying us. So that being said, thank you for tuning in every podcast episode. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But what's going on, girl? How has been your week?
I had a great week.
Ooh, okay.
So actually, it's funny because I was talking to my sister yesterday on FaceTime, and I was like, "You would be so proud of me, Gabby. Oh my gosh!" She was like, "Why?" And then I told her, I was like, I was outside for real this week. So
oh, you was. I saw.
For those who don't know, I don't like. Usually my week is like I find my one thing for the week, and then that's it. Like it's a concert this week. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So. What day was this? Thursday. So Thursday night, I went to the Momo Boyd EP listening party.
Love.
And then from there, I went to, she's really good. The album was really good too. Or the EP rather. Then I went to K1's concert at Webster Hall. Amazing show, but almost slapped a bitch. It was so funny because I was so happy the guy I was with too. Like, I knew he was locked in, like, homies, though. Yeah. Because when we left, he was like, I peeped that whole little interaction. And if I was going to have to pop on her girlfriend, definitely would have did so for you. Like, okay, man.
Love that. With the tea when you see these two fingers clicking. Okay, and I'm giving you the tea. I like that.
I know. Weird. I was like, okay, I love that.
He's an unpack.
And then after that, when I went there, I linked up on my homegirl, Sid, because she also was at the show alone. So she told me that Nyla Simone, shout out to her, was hosting Ladies Night at, I can't remember the name of the venue, but it was in Manhattan. So then we popped over there, and that was cool. So it was just like a little cute little back to back, just jumping around the city. Granted, my body regrets it, but I had a really good time, so.
You was outside. First of all, you just warming up. Cause listen,
no, literally, girl.
This is just a warm up. You feel me? Weather's getting a little better. Sometimes I don't know what happened. Cause when I went to New York, I was very pissed off. It was like 30 something degrees, and I had a jean jacket on. Like what? But you was outside, sister, and I love that for you. Cause the glow is glowing. I mean, come on, hello. Yeah. Shout out to the glow. You know what I'm saying? So being outside, catch you on in these shoes.
No, literally, I plan to be very, very outside this summer. Mm-hmm. I think that I had a very honest conversation with my therapist this week. I feel like every time we get on here, I was like, this is what I talked about with my therapist. But
that's a therapist.
I think it's very useful for other people to hear. Yeah. So one of the things so when I was out with my homeboy, he asked me, like, what are you excited about right now? And to be like, if I'm being very technical, there is a lot for me to be excited about. Like there's like the podcast. I'm going in May to Europe. Like there's just a lot of little things that I could be excited about. But if I'm being honest, when he asked me, nothing really like jumped as like a response. And I was just like,
him or you?
To me, I was just like, what am I excited about? And for me, that was a red flag because that means that I'm not doing enough in my life that is exciting me, that is making me feel like you're happy right now or you are fulfilled right now, rather. I think a lot of that, if I'm being honest, has to do with just like, and I won't get too deep into it, but there's a lot in my personal life that I feel like could be better professionally, personally. And I think that is kind of leaking into the excitement that I feel for life right now. But in recognizing this, it's like, okay, you need to just like experience shit. Like go outside, hang out with people. Because the other thing too was like the first two was planned, the things that I did on Thursday. But then the last thing was just like, I gotta go home and work. But then I was like, girl, do that shit in the morning. Just go.
Fuck that, Josh.
And it was just like, and it was dope because it's just like, I think I should do more of that where it's just like, just find things to do on the fly, enjoy yourself, be in the moment, have people play. Yeah, and it was just like mad random. Like, oh, you gonna be there too? Okay, let's link.
Say so. MCO.
Yeah, find a hobby. I think that's my thing. I just need to find more hobbies.
Yes. I think everyone in this world needs to find more hobbies because maybe the world will be a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to just, make your week just a little bit brighter if I can, because I was outside too. I saw this beautiful. And I said, who would absolutely love this?
She's trying to make me cry on camera.
Because Stevie Wonder is somebody that I know she is so fond of. She absolutely loves the king. And it's only right that I said, you know what? At my DJ set, because they had like this vinyl guy, shout out to JB Records, actually out there in Atlanta, Black-owned record shop as well. They were selling records. And I was like, let me get some records. So I got a couple records for myself. But then I'm like, oh, look at little Stevie over here. This is for Yon. So
thank you, my girl.
I can pursue us when I see you next. Okay, girl?
I appreciate you so much. Oh, my God. She told me this shit. I like that shit literally made me cry. Because another thing I was telling her about, which I don't mind sharing here, I've had good friends throughout my experience, or I would say adulthood. I've had a lot of good friends throughout adulthood, but I've never had friends who really considered me in that way, in the way that I consider them, as far as just like, oh, I saw this thing, I thought of you, I got it for you, or I saw this event, or I saw this video and it reminds me of what you was talking about. Check this out. Like, I don't be having friends that consider me in that way. It's more so just like, we hold space for each other, and that's kind of like where the friendship, that's it. Yeah, but it's like the extra step was very nice, and it was like the first time I experienced it. It was so sweet. It made me cry, and and like the whole connection to my dad and everything. It was just very, very timely. But thank you, girl.
I love you, sister.
I love you too, girl.
And I feel that, like, those are the same sentiments that I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we have gotten older, certain friendships are not as they once were, which is okay because growth is important. You know what I mean? And I realize, as doing my own audit of my own friendships, it's like, who thinks of me? You know what I'm saying? We're so accustomed to being so quick to call people friends, even acquaintance at a point. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, like, who really considers you? Consideration is the highest form of love. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to take that thought process to say, this person is in my life, and what I have going on ultimately does play a part in their life as well, and I would hope if something good is happening that I can contribute my piece of goodness to someone else as well, because they also deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And I also have a very big rule, especially nowadays, that you are supposed to treat your homegirls like your boyfriends. Okay? You're supposed to romance your homegirls. And love is something that we have been taught, unfortunately, as being just romantic. Like, we can just look at it as man and woman or a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's equally important for you to pour into your homegirls, homeboys as well, because they're your friends too. You love your friends. You want to be considerate of your friends and them be considerate of you. So I'm very much on the same frequency of that, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then I also say, I want to give you your flowers, because those, if you follow them along, you may know, but maybe you don't. But so when I woke up this morning to start getting dressed, I usually just get on Instagram, see what's happening on Instagram. I go to her stories, and first, obviously, it's like the event she did last night, right? Which I didn't realize was so late.
Oh, girl.
So that's number one. I think your set started at 2 a.m., correct?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. it started. So as I'm scrolling through, I'm starting to see, I think around like 5 a.m., she's headed to a flight. So I'm like, wait. We have to record at 11 and you're not on the flight yet, and it's 5 a.m.? So you're about to be on a flight and then jump into a podcast? You know what we call that, ladies and gentlemen? Dedication. Commitment.
Booyah.
Loyalty. Okay, like, I love you.
Thank you. No,
I love you.
I'm very much so a person who's very intentional about things in my life. And when I make a commitment to something, I feel like it's important, especially to myself, because it's not only to other people, it's really to myself to say, you are doing something that you said you were going to do. Like my whole life is, I would say, like a complete revelation of that, if you will, of you saying you want to do this and then you end up doing it. So for me, it's like, nah, like, I made sure that flight was that early because I'm like, I have to record this pod. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to be able to do the thing that I love to do. And this is a privilege at the end of the day. So I take it as, it ain't nothing.
Yeah, but it is something. So I want to give you flowers for that, because most people, the average person would have been like, can we move this time a little later? Because I need a nap.
True. And after this, baby,
the nap is going to be had. I'm sure.
The bed featuring DJ Sheets and pillow talk coming to you. Tell you that now. Like, ooh, I don't even know that I'm here right now. Like, is you a ghost, bitch? Like, but no, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm happy.
But how was your week, sister?
Girl, my week has been, honestly, it's been really like still. It's been still. Very excited. A lot of things have been happening, behind the scenes for me. And I'm really grateful because this is a time in my life now where I'm taking a journey of not only self-discovery and mastery, but also in the sense of just learning how to just be still. You know what I'm saying? I'm accustomed to being on the go, being on the move all the time. And that also operates in my mind. But I'm learning how to like really be still. So I had a chill week where I was able to plan, be, very intentional about the things that I have coming up and just really like preparing myself. I also went back to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I was really dedicated in my fitness journey, and not it just being a thing where it's like, I'm just doing this just to do this for like 6 months. Like, no, this is a lifestyle change for me. This has to be incorporated into my life. So even when I'm on the road, I have to figure out how can I still eat healthy? How can I still work out? Because honestly, this is the best my skin has looked. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Your girl's real happy out here, and between the happiness and the actual care of myself, and just because I feel like I'm in a space where I'm treating myself so well. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want for myself. Because I even seen a TikToker say that so many women are accustomed to like always associating something with a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this because a man, I don't gotta wait for a man. It's like, girl, it's not even about waiting for a man. It's just for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because you can. Yeah. So for me, that's just where I'm at. But really big news in the sense of, by the time this podcast drops, of course, we're already in the good details, but I am doing another Empower Beats, and this time it's a brand new city in Nashville.
Ooh,
super excited about, because Nashville is,
it's like a music capital. Yeah, holy shit.
Yes. So the fact that I'm able to do one in Nashville, which has been on my vision board and on my pitch deck as well for this, and this is why I say you got to speak into existence what do you want in the life that you want to live, and also how impactful you want to be, because I want to be impactful to my community. I want to be impactful to my environment, and in a positive, good, elevating way. And doing these Empower Beats workshops and just, panels, if you will, has been amazing, because the women are just excited to meet me. They're excited to be in the space to meet other DJs. And on top of that, the growth of it is phenomenal. So the fact that we did Boston in March, and now we're going to do Nashville next month in May. And we have a major sponsor this time around. They sponsored us last time on a smaller scale, but they joined partnership with us this time around. Red Bull is going to...
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's add some applause there. Thank you very much. Prince was great.
Please, because I think the fact that another brand as strong as a Red Bull sees the value in what I am doing with my community, it's amazing. So shout out to them, and shout out to Sadiq and my homegirl Delisha, 2 L's, who's also partnering with me on this event. They have been doing such a phenomenal job. And I also learning how to accept help, man. Because a hyper independent baddie like Michelle it's hard for me to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to be like, okay, girl, you're not a graphic designer. Why are you trying to do the graphic? You get what I'm saying? Especially if it's something that you want to invest in. Like, invest in the graphic designer. Invest in the helping hands to bring the idea to life. And there's nothing wrong with accepting help because, you know, these have been people who I've worked with before and has seen the potential and the, you know, like, and need to wanted to extend their own personal time and services. So I'm really excited about that. But besides that, yeah, I flew to New York for Playground Series. Shout out to them as well. It was my very first time DJing. It was my little cute debut, as you guys seen on my story.
Yeah, that shit was, girl, you ate down. I was like, I know that's fucking right. You would have thought it was a damn fashion show.
You would have thought mother was at a ball. Like, always giving the girls life. Like, it was one of those things where I felt so confident because it's like, damn, like, you just feel good in who you are and what it is that you're doing. And I just had so much fun. You know, the crowd was really, really cute and just a dope vibe. Shout out to everybody that popped. It was so funny because I was literally on, you know, like the air train coming off the plane or whatever. I was on the air train. And this guy, shout out to him, he was cute or whatever. But this guy, he came on the train. And then as soon as he got on the train, he was like, are you a DJ? And I'm like, you know, nah. But I was like, yeah, I am. He was like, oh, you Miss Milan? I was like, yeah, Miss Milan. I'm like, you know, what's up? He's like, he was like, oh, you gonna be at Playground Series or whatever? I was like, yeah, so I'm here in New York for it. He said he was here too as well for that. And it's funny because
oh shit,
train, yeah, crazy, right? And then seeing him on the train, I then seen him at the party. Like, he was literally in the front row and I was just DJ. And it was like a little fake ass rom-com Loki.
I was literally gonna say, okay, maybe that's your husband. Holy shit. Maybe. No. we know who the husband is. A fling, perhaps.
Maybe a little appetizer. Yeah, you gotta sow your oats, ladies.
Oh my gosh.
Sow them oats too. No, but,
she like, you know, that's it. Stop.
Yeah, don't play, y'all. You know this podcast is public.
Listen, I'm here for a good rom-com moment. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I'm like, okay, hold on now.
It was a cute little moment. It was a cute moment, but I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like a little, see you in the crowd right now. Like, but no, I had a great time at Playground Series. It was really, really fun. And then I just flew back home. You know what I'm saying? Here doing a pod with you, you know, for a brand new week, brand new episode. And I'm just excited, y'all. It's a lot of great things that's happening for me. There's a lot of great things that's happening for my people. And I'm just surrounded by the constant reminder that you can really make life as amazing as you choose to be present in it. And that's just where I am with it. So
I love that.
Okay, so you already know we got to get into, you know what I'm saying, what's happening in the music world, of course. Let's get into these topics. We'll be starting at.
We're going to start on Jozzy because we just spoke about this young man. What was the last episode?
Young colonizer man.
But Jozzy did an interview and she revealed that Jack Harlow requested that she be a ghostwriter after working on music together with him for his Monica album. So I'm saying like this is causing like a lot of controversy because people are saying like, well, people do ghostwriting all the time. Like, we don't have this conversation when it's surrounding Drake. However, the problem here is the way he went about it, right? And if the way he went about it is the way she's describing it, essentially they started working together on music, like a collaboration.
Okay. Yeah.
There was no mention of being a ghostwriter or not being credited at that point. So if you're asking to work with somebody, the assumption is like, I'm going to be credited. We're collaborating on this thing. And then later he suggested via message that she be a ghostwriter and not be credited. That to me lacks integrity because if that was your intention, you should have said that from the jump.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm looking for ghostwriters, blah, blah, blah. And the thing too was kind of weird. Were you looking for ghostwriters or do you want her to be the ghostwriter? Because you credited a bunch of other people. Like he credited Raven Lenae, he credited James Savage. Was it just her? You didn't think she was big enough or like, what was that about?
And let's not sleep Jozzy's pen.
And that's what I saw. A lot of people saying like
her pen is nasty enough for your fucking white ass to want it.
Right. And it actually would have been a good look to credit her.
Because didn't we just have a conversation about the fact that you were considering the fact that your ass got blacker and you don't want to credit. And it's not to say even if she agreed to it, because clearly I guess she had or whatever. Yeah. But it's to say it's the principle of things. Some people miss the principle of things. It's like you're asking me to be a ghostwriter, especially if you were so in debt in any type of way with the Black community, then you would understand that Black women do not get as much credit, rights, pay, all of the things. That would have been your moment, in fact, to really sow into the Blackness that you're claiming. Mm-hmm. Helping a Black woman out. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember seeing interviews and clips of her speaking on, the low pay and just the non-support that songwriters do receive within the industry. You know what I'm saying? Producers, of course, they get their cuts. The artist, of course, is going to get the majority. Of course, the label's going to take the house. But the singers, the songwriters, you know what I'm saying? They don't get pennies on, and they're the ones that's crafting these songs. So to me, it's like, and I also had the question of when artists, since it is the common thing to do, right? If it is, how does that affect the actual songwriter? Because credits are important, right? So if you were to do a job for a major artist and that artist says, hey, sign this, NDA or whatever the case may be, saying that, you don't get that credit on.
What's the thing? You would still be included in the splits. It's just you wouldn't be credited. Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't get your split. You just on where it's credited on like Spotify, for example, you just want to see your name there.
But even that is something which I would assume you will still get something for it. You get what I'm saying? But it's just a thing of like, just the seeing the actual credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. On the song, on the album, whatever it may be. I think that affects something too in a certain regard, because people are vanity as well too. You know what I'm saying? They just want to flex the fact that, hey, you can see my name under this artist that I worked with. You get what I'm saying? Like,
it's also like kind of contradictory, because one of the things, and he mentioned this a few times at the playback when he played the album for us. Part of the reason like he was so happy to include James Savage was because he wanted to give him a moment. So it's like, so you would give that artist a moment, but you wouldn't give this writer a moment? Like, huh?
And she's an artist too, because she her own music.
She just dropped a new album, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Jackie, it ain't looking pretty good. The cakes, okay, is stacking all the way up on your ass. It's not looking too good right now for you, brother. I'm gonna hold your hand with a napkin when I say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every time something comes out, it's just like
it gets worse and worse.
Yeah, and it's like I try to.
And don't think you trying to distract us with that hat you got on this time in this video. I see your plots and your plan. You trying to distract us. Somebody said that's the same hat Cole wore and Martin.
But no, it's like it sucks because I see a lot of people trying to give him like a bone, throw him a bone. Like even when we posted our commentary for promoting the episode, there was this guy. Granted, he was very respectful, so this is not shade. Yeah. But was going back and forth with him over him feeling like we were missing context. Like, nigga, we not missing no context. The context was considered. Right. Like the context was not missed.
Y'all, first of all, y'all know how the media work. Y'all know how the media work. Let's stop being stupid and acting like you guys don't have common sense of how the media works. Whatever you say is going to get clipped up. So if you got something like, I got blacker, don't you think
they're going to clip that?
They're going to clip that part. You could have said some profound, monumental shit throughout the whole interview, but that part is the part that niggas are going to focus on. You know why? Because we're in an era where niggas need clickbait to even get any type of attention. So niggas don't know how to stand on some real merit. So I saw that to say, like, I'm not impressed. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not impressed. I try to accept him, you know, with and then he came out with the song with talking about the whips and chains, and I said, hold on, brother, you charting territories very subliminally, and now we got Monica whips and chains. Now my nigga, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, that is so funny.
I'm confused.
On other music news, Chris Brown and Usher just announced a joint tour together, which is gonna be, that's actually like pretty brilliant to put them on a tour together. And I'm because y'all know I saw the last Chris Brown show, phenomenal show. So I just can't imagine what type of energy Usher is now gonna bring to that. I just like it's gonna be a new life added to the show. However, I did see an interesting take. Someone was saying, because he also released a new song and announced an album. And granted, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I personally like the song. I thought the song was good, but it is still in Chris Brown's realm of records. Like it's not, he's not branching outside of anything that he's already done. It sounds very in pocket with all the rest of his hits that he already has. It's his sound. Yeah. But she was saying, which I thought was interesting, that she notices a trend where, with abusers in particular, who don't do the work to really heal, they kind of stay stuck in this one pocket because their lives are not developing. So their sound doesn't develop either, because their experiences kind of like, it just stays in this one pocket of abuse or not healing, not growing, and it shows up in their art. And I was just like, interesting take, sister.
That's a very, very interesting take. And I believe I've seen that same tweet, to be honest. And I'm going to be completely real. I would have to agree, because an abuser doesn't even see their own faults. So how can they possibly grow? In order to grow, you must be accountable, and abusers are not accountable. So there's that, you know? So I can agree with that. And I didn't hear the single, but I feel like once you hear one Chris Brown song, you heard it all.
And literally, and that's what I'm trying to say. And I think that's why, like, I like it. I think it's a good song, but that's like, he makes good music. To act like he doesn't is like, you would be lying to yourself. But
he makes Chris Brown's music.
Exactly. It's just like, it doesn't change.
If you love Chris Brown,
then you'll like whatever he puts out. Yeah.
What they call it, chicken Alfredo music. Yeah, this one is probably a little spicier. It's a little spicy chicken Alfredo.
No, though it's not.
But it has. It's charting. It's charting,
and that's what I'm saying. It's a good song. I'm not gonna argue. He got a hit. It's another hit.
It's a hit,
but it's a Chris Brown hit. So you know what you're getting.
Okay, you know what? Controversial take, but hear me out. Hear me out. Don't beat me up, y'all. Chris Brown is given a male Nicki Minaj in the fan base, because think about the redundancy in a way, and this is just my opinion, y'all. I know how y'all get about y'all peoples and y'all stands and y'all fans, but it's just a thing of like, because the fan base is so supportive, there's also no need to grow. You get what I'm saying? You don't have the more vulnerability of the actual consequences of your actions. You get what I'm saying? Like, you haven't had to deal with that. So your reality is painted a lot differently, and it's going to show up in the art that you create. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just, in my opinion, that's what it is. And it gives me the similarities to Nicki Minaj, because it's like, think about where she has been so far in just her life, where there hasn't been no real growth in her music, if we can be honest. But because they both have such supportive fan base, everything is a hit. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be a hit because them niggas is gonna stream it. They're gonna support it. So yes, you're gonna have a hit for sure, because you have a strong fan base that's going to support that hit. But sometimes the honesty has to be like, it is the same thing that we heard before. It has something different that we're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, the switch up from what Brent did, from what he's accustomed to doing, to this, that it's like You know what I'm
Complete
saying?
transition of his sound and subject matter. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, where does that come into play? And then we're going to get that cadence and a backflip and we're going to say, hey. Okay. Anyways, just saying. But yes, also the controversial take is with the whole Chris Brown and Usher tour, besides this being a live versus, is Usher support for abusers in regards to Chris Brown being considered an abuser.
And Diddy.
And Diddy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shit. That's kind of like the distaste that people are actually having with this tour. But as we had in our last podcast episode talking about cancel culture, I don't feel like it doesn't exist because there's people that still support these artists. I mean, R. Kelly's music is still streaming. It's still trending till this day. I scrolled on a TikTok and heard like 2 people, surprised, but 2 people with the song in the background. I said, oh, this is what we're doing now, huh? Okay, right. And you know what? My thing is like, I just see somebody tweet like fake, what is it called? Fake outrage in a sense, or what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck.
Performative.
Yes, there we go. Thank you so much. Performative acting in the sense of y'all acting like y'all come on the internet yelling at everybody for supporting these artists, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But that's where it ends. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's where it ends. So there's also that aspect of things too, in my opinion.
But you know, that also brings me to the next thing. And it's funny because we're also circling back to the last episode. So I had to kind of reel in my take a little bit because when we talked about the last episode with Kanye, and I was saying how I just feel like cancel culture exists more online than it does in real life. And boy, did I have to put my foot in my mouth because Wireless Festival is canceled because they lost the vast majority of their sponsors. However, I'm bringing this up because you're just talking about performative outrage. I thought the way this whole shit played out was very performative because, and it's funny because it actually ended up getting confirmed by the festival organizer on an interview later. But I know me and Milan were talking about it. I was just like, I just think this is so interesting that they're all backing out because y'all knew, like, there's no way y'all didn't know Kanye was the opener prior to us knowing. And then, of course, like a couple days later, there's an interview that comes out with the organizers and says they knew. And it's just like, oh, well, that's what I'm talking about. So, like, y'all knew. So y'all obviously fuck with him. Y'all didn't have a problem before.
So what was the change?
Yeah, like,
what was the motherfucking change? Because it is very interesting because it's a chain of command that goes down these pipe holes when it comes to booking these artists, especially regardless of how people feel. He is one of the biggest artists out. You get what I'm saying? So is he gonna pull numbers, people, bodies, et cetera, sales? Yes, he's gonna do that. So y'all throwing him on a festival, there has to be a chain of command, especially considering that you have to pay him. So you guys knew the budget, the dollars, what you knew exactly what it was going to take to have him on this festival. So now that you announce that he's going to, you know what it is? I just put it together in my mind. It you know, like when a thought happened in real time. They thought they were gonna be cool because his concerts were sold out.
And then everybody else like, fuck this, fuck him.
They thought because Wireless came out after his concerts, I believe. I'm more than positive.
Yeah, I did. So
they probably were watching his concerts and the reaction from the people still going because he had like 80,000 people in one country. Then when he came to LA, he did like 2 nights or some shit like that. And every night was sold out. And it was like a stadium status sold out. You get what I'm saying? So they probably thought in their mind, okay, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Their people are outside. They love Kanye. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean he's canceled? Look at him. He's performing for these people. They thought that. And they thought it was going to be okay for them to follow behind his lead. But little do they know, No.
Yeah, different country, different perspective. And that's the other thing too. They're trying to get him banned too from entering the country, which I thought was like, oh, y'all like really don't want that nigga over there.
Which has not been a uncommon thing, because I believe like Tyler, the Creator, he even had a situation where he was banned from one of these countries, Switzerland or something like that. Don't quote me on that specific country, but I do remember the story of him being banned for some time from that country specifically. So it does happen, but the way how it's happening is like, maybe if it was some drugs, some, you know, violence, some type of charge or something that makes sense. You're banning him based off of opinions. Now, before anyone who is on the very, very highly woke side, and I say that with all due respect, before you tear my head off, I say this in the sense of, yes, the comments that he did make were crazy, and his actions, like wearing the fucking swastika, literally teaming up with like freaking these red pill influencers and campaigning with like, you know, heavy with Candace Owens, who was also very heavy Republican MAGA.
Interestingly, she's now rejecting Trump, but continue.
And this is what happens when you play. You can't win when you play dirty. And Nene Leakes said that in Proverbs, real bitchism. Because it's true. You cannot play dirty in these streets. And now you're going to run back. And the thing where we have to hold each other accountable, especially the Black community, we have to hold each other accountable, because the fucking country music niggas, they kicked the Dixie Chicks out when they said that shit about Bush. They wasn't playing no game. They banned them bitches from the motherfucking country music. They say, you and your banjo, get the fuck out of here. Like, okay? They was not playing no game.
They probably was already on thin ice too with that whole shit with Beyonce.
But it took Beyonce's performance for them to be brought back. You get what I'm saying? Meaning that they were not forgiving off of comments that were said about their way of my president. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, it's like, we as Black people, unfortunately, I love us. I always want to be Black in every fucking lifetime. God, if I come back in the same body, please just make me with a more richer family. Outside of that, and I love my family. Outside of that, we don't hold each other accountable enough within our own communities, especially within the sections of hip hop and the culture that we have, because we're so forgiven of the bullshit that people have done in our culture too. Like, you got fucking all falls down Kanye West now doing the dumb shit that he's doing. You know, college dropout Kanye, who was wearing the polos and was representing a section of Blackness and talking about it, and it was representative of, you know, what we love, and now you are going against what we love by even talking down on us. Like, like it's understandable, if you will, why people have a distaste for Kanye, but the same way those countries are willing to ban that nigga because of their comments, we got to be willing to ban that nigga because of his comments too. Like, you can't, you think it's okay for you niggas to talk crazy, and guess who he's apologizing to? Because he hasn't apologized to the Black community for his comments or what he said. He's literally saying an apology about his actions to those who's hurt in, you know, the people with the little hat.
Well, I would say also, not playing devil's advocate, but there is a post circulating that after all these antics, he checked himself into rehab and sent written letters to like specific people in his life, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, when he made the comments about the daughter, like that type of shit. He wrote letters to them apologizing for his antics. So I did see that. So I think he did apologize to some people outside of that community, but he didn't apologize to the Black community and his fans. That I do agree with. He definitely didn't apologize to his fan base overall. Which I think should have been the first apology, because these are the people that support your career.
Hello, you are only yay because of us. Anyways, but Yeah. We'll see what tends to happen, because I will agree that the companies are being performative. Like we said, you knew about this already. You accepted it. You approved it, and you basically you try to ride off of Kanye's wave, and you got washed away. And now there's no more wireless festival.
But even though I will say and maybe I just need to do a little bit more digging into it, I'm getting the understanding that they could have kept the festival going. They just would have had to find different sponsors. But then when the government tried to get involved to ban Kanye, they was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. We're not doing the festival. Festival's canceled. And to me, that is a bigger statement than the sponsors pulling out. Because to me, that says, now we want y'all to see what type of games this government is playing over here. Because they think they could control shit. And now the ball's back in our court. Now fuck the festival. We're not going to put any of this money in the city. It's done.
And I just feel like at the same time, too, that's also important. If I can be honest, because I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to be the type of person that I have perspectives for a reason. Some people lack perspective. You know what I'm saying? I have perspective. And it's like, I can see the perspective of really sitting there and saying, yo, that literally is suppressing your free speech in a way.
That's why I had to bring that up, because I think it's important. What they're doing, even though it's with Kanye, it's still like profound, because them canceling this whole festival in response to the government trying to ban Kanye from coming over there to perform is a fuck you to the government. Like, all right, fuck y'all then. We're not gonna do the concert. How about that?
Yeah. So we see him all sides.
But see, that's also like more accountability to me. That's like, y'all are going to have to be accountable to the things that y'all are trying to enforce on us. So in being accountable, we're not doing this anymore.
Yes, I agree with that. And that right there lands.
Yeah.
That right there lands. Amazing. But speaking of lack of accountability, Afrika Bambaataa passed away this past Thursday, April 9th, at 68 years old. Now, of course, people of the elder community in hip hop have given him his flowers and his condolences, et cetera, et cetera. But there have been people who've, very rightfully so, have come out against it and is basically saying rest in piss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never want to disrespect the dead, of course not. But how you die, what you did while you lived, can call for how you get treated when you're dead too, to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I feel like because of the allegations of abuse that he has been, I forgot who, I think it was one of these people who do like these like Vlad interviews or whatever, was saying like he was like the first Epstein before Epstein, or like the first Diddy before there was like Diddy, in the sense of his sex trafficking and like abuse of boys and stuff like that in the community. And for him to be such this pioneer of hip hop, which is such a influential, genre of music within the Black community, the people who have been affected are the men that walk among us today, who are somebody's grandfathers, fathers, brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that does play a part, unfortunately, in the community in itself, and the lack of accountability, I would say, which has been the consensus of opinion in the conversations about, like, sexual abuse and the hip hop community, and how it is a space where people do go to protect abusers. Like, abusers are very much so protected within the Black community. I want to be fair, because even with all of this shit that's happening in the world, let's be completely fucking honest. Them niggas is protecting themselves too.
Yeah.
Everybody protecting themselves to a certain degree. All these niggas is nasty. Here we go. All these niggas is nasty. Everybody protecting themselves. But it is to say, like, it is sad that someone like him, whose legacy cannot just be remembered for being a pioneer, but also has to be remembered as being a fucking predator. And it also brings me to my question of, does his legacy even matter at this point in time, considering what he's left behind, not only music-wise, but the trauma that he's put on people from his sexual abuse allegations?
And see, I think that's case by case, because it's like, it's going to be the same argument that people have with R. Kelly, where you either are canceling him and not fucking with shit he had to do with anything in music, or you're kind of just going to overlook all the abuse and continue supporting. And it's and when I say case by case, I'm saying person by person. So it's like, there's going to be those of us who, nope, fuck that nigga. Sorry that he died, but unfortunately is what it is. And then the other people where it's like, oh, I'm so upset about this passing. He was so influential in this space. Like, it's going to be person to person. It just kind of is what it is. And I think that's like the reality of human nature, is there's some people who cannot overlook the abuse, and they shouldn't. And there's people who can overlook the abuse, and that's just is what it is.
How we deal with it too.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing too. We never really realize how people cope with things too. I think we are so accustomed to wanting people to do things how we do. Yep. And what we do. And it's like sometimes maybe, and circles back to Usher, in the sense of, although he is surrounded by these abusers, it's like, if he allegedly also was someone who was abused himself, because it's certain degrees that I believe like everyone goes through something in this music industry. It's so predatory. You have to be super, super blessed and lucky to have a team behind you to protect you from the shit. And I think a clear evidence, in my opinion, was Megan Thee Stallion, just because when she had her mom around, it was like, I think her name is Miss Holly, was just very much so protective of Megan, and not just in like a maternal way, but in a business way too. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't have people like that around you, it's very hard to not succumb and fall into the bullshit and the dark side of the industry, which is a lot of drugs, a lot of fucking sex, a lot of bullshit that does happen, unfortunately. So for me, it wouldn't surprise me if something was to have happened to him along the way. And I think he kind of like touched on it.
Yeah.
He's been given subtle hints that tells me when he touches like 70, 80, if this floating rock still exists, he gonna be on his Quincy Jones before he passed, where he was just telling everybody business. Tell all books, tell all tweets, tell all everything. Like,
I will add though,
suck your dick in the bathroom. Like, what you talking? What? Who was sucking dick?
I think in addition to that, people don't consider that if you're just not an empathetic person, it's hard for a lot of people to understand the weight of abuse if they have no experience with it. So for example, if you've never experienced abuse up close, whether that be you being abused or someone in your family or a friend, that concept does not really click for you, how harmful it is. You know, it's like, in theory, it's harmful. It doesn't really take, you don't need to be a brilliant person to understand that type of abuse being harmful. But if you don't have experience with it up close, it's like this distant concept to some people, where it's like, that's not really my business. The music is fire though. And I think that's what a lot of people's, like, when I see conversations around this, that is what it gives. And like, it's understandable, but you have to understand, like, even your dismissal of the harm is abusive.
It's abusive. Niggas is like, he pushing on kids, but fuck it, we step in and then.
No, literally, and it's just like, well, they didn't piss on my kids.
What?
Okay. I didn't get pissed on. Oh.
It's so bad you have to laugh.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you get dumb bitches that be like, shit, well, I would have liked to get pissed on by R. Kelly. Like, oh my God, gutter snipe.
But that's the way of the world too. Like, if you think about, even outside of this specific instance of abuse, as far as like, we're talking about like domestic violence and physical abuse, you have, if you think of like Hawaii, the islanders are literally telling Americans, stop coming here because you're fucking up our economy. You're fucking the island up. Like, y'all being here, y'all presence is fucking our shit up. It's making it hard for us to live here. And out of sight, out of mind. Like, oh, when's the next holiday? When are we going back to Hawaii? And so it's like, what? It's the same thing. If it does not affect you, if this does not impact you, if you are not if you have no experience with someone who is being displaced in your own personal life, it's like you cannot understand the harm. So it doesn't resonate. So it's like until it resonates for you, you don't know how to, like, there's no way for you to empathize and react to it in that way. And I think that's what we see play out in music. If this stuff doesn't resonate for you personally, it don't matter.
It don't matter. And that's why you have 16 songwriters on your songs, because you can't convey the emotions you need to. You got to get people to write it for you. Somebody said Chris Brown dropping a new album. I said, wait, hold on. I'm still listening to the last one. And God, please, don't make it be no 48 songs again. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not.
Is he signed?
He is. He's on RCA's roster.
For how long?
That's been his label for
ever?
A long time. I don't know if he was at another label before that, but the last, I think, 2 or 3 albums have been RCA.
He's been out so much. But I will say, right, it's funny that we speak on cancel culture really quick before we wrap. Because even with the controversy with Chloe Bailey, right?
Yeah.
Her being at Ye's concert and how everyone was like, oh my God, how dare you sit there and look what he talked. She said shit about the family. Like, legitly had people bunched in their panties about her being there just for her to show up to the sacred event and legitly be in good graces with her
Beyonce. Yeah.
Like,
these people just don't care. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like they live in another world. It's like,
yes. Shout out to Jack. He did say that.
Who?
On Twitter. The Culture House. I seen we having that conversation. It's like people live in a different world. And it's not to excuse it, but it's
not. But you have to understand, like, we are not living the same reality. So to expect them to navigate life the way that we do, you're expecting too much.
We would love for them to do that. And
yeah.
And of course, people will probably say, well, what kind of stupid logic is that? We should expect that of them. Yes. But
we should, but to get your panties in a bunch over it, you're exhausting energy that you probably should just save, because it's not going to change their reality.
It's just simply not support them.
Yeah.
That's the best thing anyone can do, is simply not support them. So, I don't know. Anyways, moving right along. Kehlani is definitely speaking on the state of R&B. And I think, methinks, Kehlani has very much so every right to speak on what's happening in R&B. She said in a previous IG story post, R&B has been the alternative for years. To be considered good, it had to be conflated and infused with every other genre. The wheel doesn't need to be reinvented, just like every genre gets the luxury to stay true to its roots. There's no inspiration or imitation. There's ingredients. And our genre deserves the ability to thrive in its authenticity without needing to be trap, alternative, ambient, or whatever else. We reinvent with R&B is genius. And I don't think she's wrong on what she said. I personally didn't see any kind of opinions on it, because this is the first time that I personally even seen that she mentioned this. But did you see anything like people were talking?
No, I haven't. I just saw that post go up. Well, I just saw somebody post about it this morning, so I didn't see any conversation around it yet. I will say, I might have to just save my take on it for the next episode, because I personally need a little bit, like we talked about this earlier, like I do personally need a little bit more clarity as far as like what she's actually saying. Maybe she's being as clear as she can. I don't know. But because for me, I'm reading, like, and maybe I'm reading into it wrong. But the way I initially read into it was that alternative R&B, trap soul, like these subgenres don't need to exist. Mm-hmm. Like R&B is just R&B. And all of it is just R&B, I guess. I mean, that's how I read it. Maybe I'm reading it incorrectly. Because if that's what she meant, then I disagree. And that's not to say that R&B is neat, like R&B is bad or good. I feel like every genre has subgenres. So if that's what she meant, I think that every genre has subgenres. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that means these subgenres have to exist for R&B to be good. I just think certain people don't want to make traditional R&B, so they break out into subgenres because that's what feels more natural to them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so if that's what she was saying, then I disagree. But then when we talked about it, you offered the perspective that maybe she's just saying we don't have to do all R&B for this to be good. And if that's what she's saying, I fully agree with that. Because I do think I see a lot of artists, they come into the mix as traditional R&B artists, then maybe their song doesn't pop as well or quickly as they wanted to. So then the next release, you see they pivot to trap soul or they pivot to all R&B in an attempt to make their shit take off because they now have shifted to this sound. So if that's what she's saying, then I do agree with that. I don't think that you need to pivot into a subgenre of R&B for it to be good. But I do think those subgenres should exist because that's what every genre has subgenres.
Yes. And I agree. I'm not opposed to that thought process because, as I told you, I don't think it, for me, how it was translated in my brain, it was more of a, it can stand by itself.
Yeah.
Versus this had to be a alternative for you guys to consider it
good.
Type of thing. So I agree with what Kehlani said. She's not wrong. She ain't wrong.
Yeah.
She ain't wrong.
She hasn't been wrong a lot either. Like, I think she's like one of the first artists to say fuck ICE like explicitly. And I thought that was dope of her.
Yeah. And she wore the Palestine like scarf and stuff like that in one of her videos. She showed a real big support especially during the whole, situation with that the debacle of a presidency with that genocide that they're committing over there and continuing to do so, by the way. She stood up, and that's always important. Always important. Speaking of important women doing their motherfucking thing, Angel Reese was traded from Chicago to Atlanta. Dream, I'm in Atlanta, so Angel, what's up? We outside. We outside, girl, okay? So really, really, really excited about that. I know the city's probably gonna go crazy now because the Atlanta Dream is an actual good team out here from what I hear. I've been to like 2. Shout out to my good sis DJ Jay Chalet. She is the official DJ for the Atlanta Dream. She be doing her thing, so she be inviting me so I could experience the luxury of being in the skybox. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in a little, what they call it, the little private area. We getting me some chickens, a little swing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, go team. Hey, I'm saying, like, send me a little stud on the low too. Who knows? But yeah, shout out to them. And it says here the WNBA celebrates 30 years with a season 30 this month of May. Is it?
Or next month, girl.
I mean...
It starts, the season 30 starts May 8th, I believe. Yes.
And shout out to the WNBA. You feel me?
Yeah.
Let me show y'all the shirt real quick. What did Yandy do? What she said, I'm just a wife. I'm a wife.
You're so funny.
What it says, everyone watches women's sports. And this was directly from the Liberty. And of course, once again, RIP to the good sister, Shanae Curry. She was such a big supporter of women's sports, more specifically women's basketball. And the Liberty had the pleasure of sending these t-shirts during her life celebration event. So I wore it and I'm just like, it's not a coincidence, but it's so coincidental that this topic is on the docket today while I wear this shirt. So I love it. I love it.
No, I think it was a dope pickup for them because one of the things I was digging into in her being traded was reasons for why she was traded. And I think one of the reasons that I saw was everything that she brings. So in addition to her just being talented, because let's not discredit her there, she's a talented player. She also is in this interesting position in her career where she brings her own audience. So like people are going to come to the games just to see Angel, period. And she also brings a level of presence and personality to the space where it's like, I think that the Atlanta Dream is looking to essentially, we here. Like, our presence, we're here. Well, this is a team y'all need to watch. So bringing an influencer, essentially, to their team who also brings talent. Again, I got to underscore that. Yeah. I think it's because I don't want people to act like she's just an influencer. She's talented, but she happens to have a personality. But I think that is going to benefit Atlanta because you're going to have a whole new audience that wants to engage with the team because she's there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Bringing more light to it, because don't get it twisted. They still very much so are popular.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that you're not saying that, but it's just a thing of like, let's be real. And you know what's so funny? I went to the HBCU Awareness Fest, right? Aware Fest, and she was there. She popped out, and I was just like, "Oh shit! Look at Angel, looking all cute and shit." Whatever the case may be. And come to find out, she about to be on the Atlanta Dream. Okay, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so we may be getting a second run at a Kamala presidency. So this week at the National Action Network's 35th anniversary in New York, former VP Kamala Harris hinted at running again for president in 2028 in response to Reverend Al Sharpton asking her very bluntly, "Are you going to run again?" She said, I might. I'm thinking about it. Like, girl, you are. Just let's get this on the road. Let's start campaigning now while we are in a perfect time for you to start campaigning, because the way this country is going, baby, it's going to be real easy for you to sweep up these votes.
Kamala, you and your blowout need to stop playing.
Okay.
In fact, run right now.
And I really want Mom Donnie to run too. If we talk, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Seen somebody say that because he disqualifies because he's not 100%. I believe American. You have to be 100% American. Something like that. Please, guys, I'm not the political girly. Don't call me. Let me Google. Let me see. What do you need to? Do you have to be 100% American to be the mayor, president? To be the presidente.
I don't feel like you had to. So was it?
It says no, you don't have to be 100%.
Yeah, that's what
the term not used in law. The U.S. Constitution requires a president to be a natural-born citizen. This generally means being born on the U.S. soil or born abroad to American parents, provided they are 35 plus years old and have lived in the U.S. for 14 plus years. So you have to be a natural-born. Oh, okay. So you don't have to be 100% American, meaning like you can have, but you have to be born in the country though.
Okay. So I'm assuming he wasn't born in the country.
Yeah, that's the thing that disqualifies him.
Got it.
Yeah. So I mean, shit. What's the qualifications? You gotta be okay. Residency, you must be a resident of the United States for at least 14 years in order just to be the president. That's it. That's no wonder Trump in office. Look at these qualifications. These niggas not even asking for degrees. I don't know, y'all. That's crazy.
Well, in other news, you have my vote, sister. Please run. You would definitely have my vote.
As your president for the 2027 campaign, I promise that all fuck niggas will be arrested immediately, locked up, thrown away the key. All women, free Sunday blowouts.
I was literally going to say we got to pull up to her inauguration with blowouts, everybody.
Every Sunday, blowouts. Okay.
Isaiah Rashad makes his return to the music scene with a new single called Same Shit and the announcement of his third album called It's Been Awful. He says he's grateful for working with Top Dog and he's given the freedom and time to create while being a dad, etc., and how important that is in his artist development. So I'm looking forward to hearing this project. Granted, if I'm being honest, I didn't get a chance to listen to the single yet, but I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yes. It's getting a lot of great reception. Visuals that dropped as well as a single. I mean, to be honest with you, Isaiah Rashad is one of those artists that he really can't do no wrong. Whatever he chooses to do is always going to be a hit because I feel like him as an artist, he authentically speaks to himself in the artistry, which brings to the point of why he and the artists of Top Dog label are just absolutely phenomenal. You know, all of their signees are doing great in their own, respective rights. And I remember seeing a clip where Isaiah was saying that the fact of their relationship with him and Top Dog causes him to be the artist that he is because he's able to, like you said, just be a person instead of a machine, a robot, which depending on what kind of management and what label you're signed to, you know what I'm saying? It is unheard of nowadays, I don't want to say back then, because I feel like back then artists were still given the time to create and be artists. You get what I'm saying? Where they didn't have to drop a project every year per se. But the luxury and privilege in these times to still have relevancy and can drop 5 years apart. I mean, look at SZA. You know what I'm saying? From Control to, what is it, SOS? And SOS now being another like super duper milestone of a project body of work for her personally, and those personal accolades that come with that. So it, to me, feels like, as you and I have both always said, that they are the GOATs at this point in time when it comes to true artist development. They're like they're like the Avengers right now of artist development. Like, every one of their artists that come out are polished and ready, but they also give them the time and the space to be the artist, which is important.
Yeah, and I think too, like, I don't know, I think the role of artist development and who's responsible for it has shifted, and I think that's why it's so profound the way that Top Dog as a label and management company has kind of taken on that role of artist development, or developing their acts rather, and being like an incubator, because it's not the role of the label anymore in the way that it used to be. So the fact that they're still maintaining that is pretty dope. And it's interesting to me that it's not used more as a case study and inspiring or influencing rather other labels to do so. When you consider how successful they're doing this, it's like you would think, okay, look at the way that they doing this shit, and how every single time it's just like it works, it clicks. You would think other labels would follow their lead, but they don't. Mm-mm. But what I would say though, as far as artist development goes, what I believe that has shifted now to management. Like, it is one of their responsibilities in addition to the art. I think it's a joint effort. It needs to be the artist and the management in tandem working to develop that artist. Yeah. And it's the manager's role now. Granted, I think this will determine whether you're a great manager or a good manager, because I don't think as a manager, I don't think you have to do that either, because that's technically not your job. But a great manager is going to take on the role of developing their acts. Yeah. They are going to be putting pieces around their artists to make sure that those artists are being developed. They're going to put the writers around them. They're going to put the producers around them. They're going to make sure they have a vocal coach. They're going to put them in performance training, like all these different things. Mm-hmm. If you have a great manager, they will be aiding you and assisting you in putting these pieces around you so that you are developing, and making sure that this stuff is off your plate so that you can just be an artist and grow into yourself, essentially.
Yeah, because that's important.
Yeah.
That's so important. And you're right. It's kind of weird that the others don't take the formula that they do, where they give them the time to develop. And we've also been in a very big era where they want the artists to develop themselves. And I'm going to be very honest with you. That doesn't always happen, guys. You have to have accountability. And I think accountability and vision is important in the artist development, because accountability holds you accountable to keep and maintain the steps that it takes to be the artist that you want to be, and the vision to execute it. You get what I'm saying? That's down to me comes from artist development as well. But we might as well get into the topic of it. Does artist development still exist in today's time? And according to you, it really doesn't. We don't really see a lot of artist development except for these smaller, if you will, boutique type of labels. I mean, even Love Renaissance with Summer Walker. Mm-hmm. I think they've been pretty good in her growth as an artist herself too, if we can give them their flowers too. So does artist development still exist in the industry?
I think on a wide scale, it doesn't. I think that there are pockets of, like you said, like there's pockets of the industry where you have these management companies or independent boutique labels doing the work to develop their talent. But those, in my opinion, and even I'm literally working with these artists on a week to week. So I'm seeing what development is and is not happening. Mm-hmm. So considering that these pockets of artist development happening within these camps and management companies is very small, far and few. And I think it's because a lot of the people that were doing that work have been pushed out of the industry. Like they've either aged out or they got pushed out. And so you don't even have those like...
That doesn't get talked about.
Yeah, you don't have these OG A&Rs that were developing acts in the 2000s to even guide these younger execs into like, what does that even look like? How do you develop talent? Like you don't even have that.
Nigga.
Right. And it's funny because this always shows up where like how important mentorship is in music. Like even when we're talking about rappers, right? Like when there was this whole it was like a year ago where there was this conversation about this disrespect that happens between the OGs and the newer artists, where the newer artists don't want to talk to the older niggas because they the old niggas. And then the old niggas don't want to talk to the young niggas because they the young niggas. So it's like, who's going to mentor though? Like y'all have to have that the relationship has to exist if you want the genre to grow. We can't just disregard each other.
I agree. Everything goes legitly hand in hand.
Yeah.
It does. So for me, you need a combination. You need a combination of a solid team. And you as an artist, you have to believe in yourself enough to continue to put yourself in your own artist development. Because when there is no team, like for instance, I want to give flowers to Chris Patrick.
Oh, I know you're going to say this.
You knew why? Because
something when you said I was like Chris.
Oh yeah, no, because like seeing his videos of him prepping for the tour that he went on was so inspiring. And it was so refreshing because him as a male artist, first and foremost, you know, sometimes you don't really get to see that side of them prepping for an actual, you know, performance tour or whatever. Usually they just pop up on stage and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was something where he felt like he was like, or his team told him that he was losing his breath too much during like a certain part of a song. And he decided to get in shape during, you know, to prepare for the tour. So he's jump roping and doing all this stuff. And it just made me think of like that whole Matthew Knowles school of artist development, you know, having them girls run on the treadmill while they singing type thing. I even seen a girl literally do that on TikTok with some heels. And I was like, everybody in the comments was like the school of Matthew Knowles, but it's like that type of even that level of artist development. I'm not all the way in the labels to say if it does exist or not. Of course, you have more reach than me in that regard, but I kind of feel like you can tell.
You can tell. And to your point, I think this is another thing that gets missed in this conversation. A lot of times we talk about artist development, it's being passed off as a thing that is a responsibility of the team. Mm-hmm. But it is equally the responsibility of the artist.
Yes.
And I think that gets missing in this conversation a lot. You, as the artist, have to be willing to do that work if you don't have the team putting the pieces around you. You have to do the jump ropes. That can't be your manager saying, hey, bro, go to the gym. Granted, your manager probably should tell you that if he sees a pattern of you're out of breath every show. But if he don't, you, the artist, have to be very intentional about your development. So like if there's holes in your shit, you need to fill them. You need to be mindful of them. You need to be aware of them. You need to be watching videos of your performances. Like you need to hit one of your homies, record my show so I can see what I need to do better. Yeah. Test songs. Like when y'all are doing these smaller venues, maybe this show you're doing XYZ on your set list, but the next show you doing ABC because you want to see which songs perform better. Like you can't just create this set and then that's just what you run with and that's it. Like you could have a song that performs better with a crowd and you will never know because you're not testing. That's all development and that has to be on you.
Mm-hmm. It has to be on you. And even down to your identity. Like it starts with the artist being able to have the identity and then because I think the thing too that people kind of get confused is they think that the management is supposed to be like a magician.
Yeah,
they're supposed to come and be like, whoop diddy doo.
Here's who you're gonna be.
No. And then you're that. And it's like, no, sorry, that's not how that works. Like I do feel like having an identity in the beginning definitely helps first.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As an artist, and whether it's your aesthetic or the music that you are performing, like having a strong identity for yourself, you know, can definitely help with that attraction, if you will, of people wanting to work with you to help further develop you as, you know, and because I always say people need something to work with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even if the song blew up on TikTok or whatever, if you lack certain things, you're not going to be successful in this business. If you don't have the star power, like, you don't even have to be good in this shit as far as like talent wise nowadays. And I say that with all disrespect because it's like, that's the reality of it. Like, people don't have to be good at things to be successful at things. Like, oh wow, shit, we got TikTok stars who are literally performing at the fucking Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas are saying chicken fried, gnarly, and cookies up shit. Like, you can do these things. You know what I'm saying? So artist development is important. Now, them girls, they definitely was in some artist development from what I seen and heard. But yeah. A team definitely adds to the makings of great artist development. And I think it in order to have a great team, you need something great to work with. That's the only way.
And I think too, like, to that point, I think considering that you need to start somewhere, I think it one requires self-awareness and an understanding of like what your message is, who you are. But I also feel like a great manager, a great team, like, their role is essentially making it easier for you to become more of yourself. And the more yourself you become, that is essentially artist development. But I think that takes like the technical stuff, like the vocal coaching, all of that, right? You're finding your voice in that sense. But you also have to, like, where it goes back into your court, the ball's back in your court, you also need to just experience life. You cannot become more of yourself if you're not experiencing shit. And that goes back to the comment you made about they're not magicians. I can't just like create this identity for you and that's just who you are. Like, who you are is defined by your life experiences, your values, your morals, your interests, your dislikes. And in order to accumulate that, you have to live. And nobody can be responsible for you living your life but you.
Ooh. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that was another thing too, that I thought was interesting. Let me see if I can find this take. Ray Daniels was talking about, I actually literally just saw it this morning.
Either has a really good take or a really bad one.
So Ray Daniels posted this video. It might have been yesterday, but he posted this video and it kind of is in tandem with this whole concept of artist development and just different elements of artist development. And he was saying that the reason why, granted, and it's so separate topic, but still related. He was saying the reason why podcasts are thriving right now is because labels have divested from media outlets for artists to go to, which to me is part of the process of artist development. Like, there used to be, like, there was a time where you just had all these different outlets for artists to interview with, to perform at, like, just a bunch of shit to add to their Rolodex of things they have to do when they're releasing projects or on their rollouts or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like all you really got per genre is like there's a few standout performance opportunities.
That's it.
And a bunch of podcasts.
Sprinkle some of those in there.
So it's like, I think I actually agree with, like, I very much agree with him in his train of thought of the labels really need to get back to investing in these media platforms so that we have opportunities for these artists to even develop themselves within, right? Like, in addition to the shows, like, I need to be able to watch back my episode of On the Radar and be like, ooh, I didn't like how I performed that. Mm-hmm. My voice, my breath control sucked.
I was crappy.
Yeah, but like, if there's only On the Radar, you're not going to have the next thing to compare yourself again because you're not going to go On the Radar again. You get what I'm saying? Like, what's the next outlet you're going to do? But there's not enough of them.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it has to be, you got to be a go-getter. You got to be a fucking hustler. Okay? Like, That's what you gotta go do. Be a fucking hustler. Make that shit happen.
But I guess that brings us, and it's funny because like the way we be like, we found our flow, bitch, because our timing is like money. But that brings us to our last segment, the set list, unironically.
You want to go rock, paper, scissors? Say no.
So on my set list this week, so there is a collaboration that came out, I want to say a couple years ago. I don't know when the original was, but Melissa and Diesel, they had this shoe collab called Quantum. So it's like this line of jelly shoes. They're so fucking cute. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
So they just relaunched it again, and there's a couple new colorways. I literally just ordered a silver pair. So they have the thicker, like it's a heel, jelly heel, and then they also brought some jelly sandals that are also cute, but I don't want the sandals. I like the heels. So there's like a red one, a green one, silver, clear blue. They're so cute. So that is on my set list. On the music side, Isaiah Haran just dropped his new album, Mr. Love Bomb. Y'all know I am his #1 fan. Literally in his top 1% on Spotify. Like, that is my boy. Okay. Yeah. Listen, his music, like soundtrack, that last album, Concubonic, he even sent me a signed vinyl. He's so amazing. Love Isaiah. So definitely check that out. My personal favorite off the album is Breakfast and Matcha. Kenyon Dixon is back with a new single called Talk You Through It. It's actually, well, granted, I'm saying actually, like, none of his other shit was good, but it's really fucking good. He lost a lot of weight. For those who follow him, he lost a lot of weight, so he's leaning a lot. You could tell he's leaning into his sexuality and just being like a sex symbol now, which I appreciate. Like, nigga, you know you look good, so flaunt it. And I think it's dope that the music that he just released matches the sex appeal that he is now leaning into, because the song is nasty. I'm like, okay, I didn't know you was coming like that.
I was like, what the hell? What's going on? Kenyon Freakson.
Okay. Great song though. Great song. He sounds amazing.
I like it.
Next on my set list is the song called Let's Talk by a emerging artist, Remy, who I actually really like her sound. She reminds me of Jozzy, not only visually, but her sound kind of reminds me of that also. Pen is fire. Song is really good. Momo Boyd released her EP, Miss Michigan, which is a melting pot of genres. So I really appreciated the overall body of work. Like, there's a lot. There's something for everybody on that project. She did a really good job putting it together. I love her tone. It's very singular. Like, we talk about tones all the time. Like, I love that nobody else sounds like Momo Boyd. And she does a good job of utilizing her voice like an instrument on these different production styles so that all of it sounds good, even though none of these songs sound like remotely similar. So shout out to her. Kehlani and Missy Elliott put out Back and Forth. It's funny because I'm seeing mixed reviews about it, and I'm not sure why, because what is the mixed reviews about? The song is fucking fire.
I have yet to listen to it. So.
That song is the production alone is so good. It's so good. And it's crazy because that's the critiques I'm seeing was literally that. It's like, oh, Missy is still like the production style and her approach on like lyrically when she comes on the beat is still like that throwback 2000s, and it's kind of just like, can we get something new? And it's like, I don't want something new. That's what I want.
Isn't that not her signature?
Right, that's her signature. Why would we want?
Are you gonna ask Pharrell to stop doing his fucking
right? That's all. When I saw that, I was like, are we hearing the same thing? Because this shit is fire. But okay. Anyway, Fergie Baby and Cameron have released Harlem River Drive. Shout out to he's one of our pod faves. We gotta have him on the show. We gotta have
Fergie Baby on the show.
Yeah, I love Fergie. Song is fire, video is fire. I'm not gonna get into that because we know how I feel about Fergie. Couple more. St. Harrison released a new single, Stuck, following his recent EP. Stuck is actually now my favorite of his. It's actually a really dope song and relatable content. If you hear the lyrics, you'll hear what I'm talking about.
Oh gosh, let me go listen.
K Caleb Mitchell from Jersey. Shout out to Jersey Gang. He released a new single called Superhero. I actually really, really enjoyed this single a lot. It's been in rotation pretty heavily. And lastly, Edom Lip Balm. So, we... I love me some Edom. Y'all, let me tell y'all. One thing about it, when I really got back into so when I was younger, I would say in my early 20s, I used to be a makeup girl. Then I gained a lot of weight, kind of fell off with it, didn't really care how I looked. And I'm now having to relearn the makeup ways of the world. So one of the things I realized is God damn, y'all bitches is spending a lot of fucking money on makeup. And in that conversation was the price of lip balms. When I seen the price of some of this, I'm like, $30 for a lip balm? Are you bitches
I need
crazy?
to make lip balms.
But when I say Edom is going to get that $26 every time, they're going to get that $26. That shit is I put it on at 8 p.m. When I got home at 10:30, it was still on my mouse. Okay. Ooh. So shout out to Edom. They get their times for me, but that is my set list for the week. What about you, sister?
Edom, freedom, boy. Okay. On my set list for this week, okay, we're gonna start off strong with Lady Gaga and my good sis Doechii, Runway. Shout out to my good sis getting them movie placement syncs. Okay, she's making an official soundtrack song, which is really dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Lady Gaga, The Monsters in the Swamp. Fergie Baby's also on my set list with Cameron, Harlem River Drive. I was very happy for that link up. I think we seen it buzzing around a little bit a few weeks ago. So for it to come into play, absolutely amazing. Shout out to Fergie Baby. I love the fact that he's getting traction, which I always tell artists, you just got to keep pushing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember placing Fergie Baby on, the Audio Mac Hometown Heroes list and him sending me music, et cetera, before. So, keep doing your thing, Fergie Baby. Kenyon Dixon also is on my set list because I was like, brother, what's going on in this video? You slapping ass and all.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot about the video. I was like, that's what we're doing?
Wow, nigga start taking off the shirt, start slapping ass all of a sudden. Shit crazy out here. Shout out to Kenyon. I love it. Dexter Gordon, I'm a Fool for You. We had to throw in a little jazz classic for you guys, which I'm going to continue to do because jazz is so therapeutic, and I listen to jazz on a daily. Probably the big reason why I'm very happy because jazz does something great to your soul. So I have to put that in. Kyle, I believe I'm saying it wrong, but I believe I'm saying it right because it looks like that. Departure is a single that I heard, random artist that just literally was on my release radar. I was like, okay, you get on the set list. Sayon, if I'm saying it right, another one. Forever Naps is a really cute little funny rap song, in my opinion, but I really liked it. Gina, I love this group. They're so amazing. I believe she's a lead singer in a band with her. I don't want to say it's her man, but
I think it's her man.
That's her man?
I want to say it might be. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's her man, which makes it even flyer.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's get these songs together. Fucking make some songs. Okay, I like that. So love them. Been listening to the rotation of their album, but the song specifically that I've been feeling is Lead Up. Know Me. Shout out to the girly Know Me out there. She's an artist that is truly and honestly someone that I think is so talented. I heard one of her snippets from one of her songs she had dropped. At first, I believe I didn't know she was doing the music thing like that. But then I started seeing her drop more music and I was like, oh girl, this shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. So she dropped a new song called Bad Man. Guys, go check it out. Really, really dope. She's getting a lot of love too. So if you guys are not in the know or not familiar, please get on to her now. Last but not least, Empower Beats Nashville with the Red Bull sponsorship happening next month, May. Super, super duper excited about that. And yeah, I think, yes, Club 1BD, I have a DJ set in Atlanta. I will be featured. I keep hitting my fucking mic. I will be featured on that one as well out here in Atlanta on April 17th. So I will be seeing you guys in these Atlanta streets. Okay, you feel me? And last but not least, we're going to have to throw in that Beyonce night happening in Brooklyn. Okay, we're going to be celebrating the 10 years of Lemonade with the visuals. You and I are the visuals, but we will be seeing the actual Lemonade visuals. And that's my set list for this week.
Oh, and before we wrap, I do want to flag something that we not talked about, but was on the set list last week, and then we got a note about it.
Oh yes,
I wanted to bring that up because we did a whole episode about this shit, so it is not lost on me that it needs to be addressed. So there's this, and it's funny too because I brought it up, and I wanted to tell you this shit because we talked about it on Thursday when I went out. So there was an artist that I had on my set list, Slime Dot, and when I heard this, because it was in my rotation on Spotify, I thought the song was phenomenal. I went to her Instagram, like literally prior to putting on my set list to see who this person was. I'm seeing a bunch of my friends in the comments. The photos look very realistic to me. Come to find out, this bitch is AI. And it's funny because me and Milan was in a group chat, like, she like, girl, this looks like AI. I'm like, girl, no, it do not. Okay, so I brought this shit up, right? So my homegirl seen this whole little back and forth on our page, the girl I went to the show with. And she was like, when I tell you, when I seen that comment, I was devastated because there's no way this is AI. I'm like, girl, that's what I said. It don't look like AI to me. She looks real. But this is literally the point. When we talked about it, it's like there's gonna get to a point where you're not gonna be able to fucking tell. This shit is crazy. Shit is crazy.
Not to mention, there was a link that was sent to me about this actual artist who was suing the AI company, or suing whoever it was. She's suing them for...
She's suing the distro.
Yes, the distro company for taking her voice without any permission and putting it on a song and then putting the song out and copyrighting the song. So she can't even put out her own fucking song with her own voice. Super nasty work that was done. So that being said, y'all, we play as fuck up too.
Facts. When I seen that shit, I was like, yo, and what a so fucking happy. I was so mad. Like, this is really an L. Like, this is a big fat L.
Like,
I'm not gonna say no names either, but one of my homies was like, I don't give a fuck if it's AI. That shit is fire. I will get canceled. I was like, oh, you on your own, brother, because I'm not. We don't support the AI on this side. Yeah, I'm sorry. No. So it was removed from the playlist. Just want to update on that. We did take it off the playlist. Unfortunately, I can't take it off the graphic, but we're not supporting AI on this side.
We got some hard caption.
Yeah, that's a hard L for me.
It was AI.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we trip, we fall down, but we get up. That's it.
Oh my gosh, that's a wrap.
Okay, that's a wrap. You see, I'm talking shit. I'm tired. I need to go. I need a nap. Need a nap right now. Okay.
But thank y'all for tapping in for another episode. Please return next week. Subscribe, rate, follow, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend,
share, like, all the things.
All the things. Fuck with our videos. Yeah, watch the video, man. That's what we're doing it for.
Okay. I mean, you have all the material.
Okay.
I'll talk about. But anyways, we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. Shout out to the community. Make sure you guys do the thing that you need to do to make yourself better every single day. Okay. Now get the fuck up out this condo. Go ahead, y'all. Keep them out.
Y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. Leave the chargers with us. Because we can...
The fuck for me. She said the fucking caps, y'all.
It's been a long week. All right.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan. And it's your girl, Jan Smeed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend and tell a friend. And be sure to stay reasonable.